Hi, welcome to the 10th episode of Sunday Shloka. This is Sumant, and I want to express my gratitude to all of you who have subscribed to my channel and helped me cross the 500 mark, as also for leaving your feedback and thoughts and comments on my channel. This is the closing episode of this series, and I'll be back a month later with a fresh new series. Today's episode is about gratitude, and it's a very special episode because I have a friend, colleague, and comrade who is going to join us on this episode and share his story and his insights on this topic. Today's shlok is actually a mantra or a prayer and it's taken from the Upanishads. I've also included a Buddhist verse which explains a very different dimension of gratitude, and that is of being thankful. And in the end, I'll also be sharing some gratitude practices and the benefits from gratitude practice. It was January 1994, and a dashing young captain from the Brigade of Guards was leading his troops into an operation in Manipur. The task was to protect a village which was in his area of responsibility. On reaching the village, a fierce firefight ensued in which the young captain was shot at and got injured. He suffered gunshot wounds on the chest and on his right arm, and there was a grenade blast which damaged his leg as well near the ankle, and he was grievously injured. There were also two young toddlers, a little girl and her baby brother, who got caught in the crossfire and were injured. Then came the chopper to evacuate the young captain, and the young captain insisted on these two kids being evacuated first. Mind you, he was evacuated a full 3-4 hours later, all the while his life hanging by a thread. Luckily, both the kids survived, and so did the young captain. He was awarded the Shaurya Chakra for this operation, one of the highest peacetime gallantry awards. His story gets even more riveting. After the operation, the villagers presumed that this officer had died. However, 16 years later, in 2010, during a civil military meeting, the villagers were told that this officer is still alive, and their joy knew no bounds. The villagers, of course, invited this officer to visit them, which he did, and indeed, it was an emotional one. He got to meet those toddlers who were now grown up. That girl was now a mother, and he got to also meet the villagers. But very interestingly, he also met the insurgent who had shot at him and wounded him, and there was no animosity or revenge. Soon after his visit on his return to Delhi, this officer was instrumental in then getting funds released for developmental work of that village. Now, isn't that a compelling and gripping story? I'm happy to introduce to you my friend and comrade, Col DPK Pillai, Shaurya Chakra. Colonel Pillai and myself served together in the army headquarters in 2002-2003, and I caught up with him a few days back. It's really wonderful to be together virtually, and a warm welcome to you on this episode of the Sunday Shloka that we are doing. And this time it's on gratitude. And I could actually think of no one better. I was just rummaging through my mind and I said, who would be able to give really great insights into what feelings, emotions of gratitude you might have experienced, and your name was top of the mind. So here we are talking. So DPK, can you let's go back to 1994 when you led that operation and you got grievously injured. This was in Manipur, in Longdi Pabram. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So,
Long deep problem.
yeah, Longdi Pabram. And you got grievously injured, and so did two little toddlers. I think one girl and her brother. Uh, and in that situation, what is it that went through your mind that you insisted on the two kids being evacuated by that helicopter before you were evacuated?
Well, I think it comes to all soldiers.
Yeah.
We were not in a war. We were not fighting an enemy. We were fighting in our own homeland, in our own country, and these were our own people. So I couldn't really make a moral distinction between my own family or my own children or to my own nieces or nephews and
Yeah.
those who were there. After all, we
Mhm.
are one country.
Yeah.
All Indians are brothers and sisters. We are all, in fact, we believe as Indians that we are one huge family. And
Yeah. So, DPK, tell me, what did you feel grateful for when the whole evacuation thing was happening? At that time, what sort of feelings and emotions went through your head, your body, and what, in hindsight, what do you feel now?
so there's that girl and the child, that baby had no business to be shot, either by them or by us. And I don't think they were part of the firefight. And it was not fair to transfer my liability of being shot. I'm a trained soldier,
Yeah.
you know. So, but there's nothing in our training that tells us that, hello, if it comes to saving the lives of yourself or a young girl or a young child that you see, your priority number one. It's never told to us. We
Very
were
true.
told in our academy
Yes.
that the safety, honor, welfare of your country comes first,
Yes.
of your countrymen come next, and your own comes last always and every time. And for me, when I saw those two children, they were like my own countrymen, they were my own family. And I requested my commanding officer, Colonel Nautiyal then, Brigadier Nautiyal. He'd asked me that, I said, no, I wouldn't like to go without them and I'll hang on that extra bit. So then he told the pilot that if it's his dying wish, fulfill it. I'm happy for it.
And let's talk about the time that you went back to the village to Longdai Pabram in, I think, 2010, right? And what was that whole experience like for you? And if you could also help us to see it from the eyes of the people from the village.
For me personally, I'm just thinking, wondering about the timing of the whole thing.
Right.
It could have happened any time in my life. It could have happened in 2000, 1999. It happened exactly in 2009. And there's a Brigadier George who became a general later. He was my friend and a good colleague. He was in the complaints and advisory board of the army, and
Yeah.
we used to meet often for coffee in the India Coffee House in South Block. So I
Right.
told him about this, and then irony would be that he goes there as a brigade commander and he sends a patrol there to that village, and the villagers remember me with a lot of gratitude, that they say, there's a man who died here, a
Oh.
young captain. And the villager said that, let's get you to speak to our commander because he wants to meet you. Then he says, yeah, why don't you speak to the ghost of the guy who died there? That's how that village headman called me, and he says, oh my God, you're alive and we're so proud. We've been praying for you. We are so grateful to you. We've decided, no? And then they called me back and I met the mother, the children and everyone. It was a very touching ceremony because, see, human race, whether we are English or we speak Malayalam or we speak Telugu or Nagamese or we speak French. I think the one thing that unites all of us is our humanity. That makes us all. So for them, it didn't really matter that I didn't speak the same language, I wasn't the same tribe or whatever. But what I did was something that bonded them with me, and I also felt I was doing the right thing. For me, I also saw them as family. They saw me as family. So that's something it's a blessing to be loved by somebody. So must be that I must have been born in that village in my previous birth and I had some unfinished agenda. So reborn here. There's
And I believe, yeah,
no way I could have survived. I've got 4 bullets in my chest. Even
I
today, I'm
know.
suffering that.
I know.
Right.
DPK, I also read or heard that the guy who shot you, one of the militants, also came to meet you when you visited in 2010. Is that right? And what was that like?
Yeah, yeah. We
Yes,
represent the very best of what our country has to offer,
correct.
and that is equality, freedoms, liberties, right to
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
We can't arbitrarily take someone's life. It's not allowed in our country. We are a constitutional country. We are governed by certain fundamental principles and rights. So, though there may have been nothing wrong because there was a firefight, I was dying. I was shot, I was wounded very badly, and I was also dying at that moment. So
Yeah,
probably revenge would be the best course of action for normal people.
true.
But I think the greatest strength lies in letting whatever is evil to die with you. So what is that evil at that moment is each of us trying to kill each other. So when
Yeah,
you forgive somebody else and you say never take a weapon again in your life, that man remembers you with gratitude. It's something that one of the greatest attributes of the strong people are that they can easily forgive and forget. And
very
I think
profound.
that's what there's a fight between two men. It was a round. We won. It should be well fought blow and 3 cheers for the loser. So we did the 3 cheers. I gave him a cup of tea, and we became best of friends in the sense mentally. At that moment, everything was forgotten, and it helped me because good karma helped me. I went into the National Security Council because of all the news that came, and people thought I'm some kind of a superhero. I had 7 years in the National Security Council because of this
Yeah,
small little act of mine. It's karma. It came to the right time to save me.
true. Did anything change for you, or did anything change for him, in a sense of, did he feel he owed you something or anything like that? Did that transpire? No.
I don't think anyone owed anyone anything. I don't think we should look at it like a transaction.
Right.
What we should look at it is that we were two individuals, we were lucky enough to cross each other's paths at one point in our time. I was young at that time. For me, at that moment, in 1994, Shaurya Chakra meant a lot. I thought
Yeah.
of all promotions and whatnot. And 2010, I was a much more mature man, and these things really didn't matter.
Hmm.
You're much more wiser. You look back at life and you look at life, and everything is a blessing thereafter. We all here for a finite period of time,
Yeah.
and how we fill that period of time that we have with, good memorable deeds is what matters. It's not about bitterness. It's not about anger. Don't nurse
True.
any anger. Everyone's having a bad time. So, just forgive the other guy for whatever.
Chalo. So thanks a ton for taking this time out, DPK, and sharing your thoughts and insights on what your experience has been, as regarding gratitude is concerned, if I may use that word again. So, having heard DPK, one realizes that there is so much to be grateful and thankful for. And I'm very sure all of you must be now going back in time and recalling times when you have gone and extended trust way beyond just thinking about yourself. So the mantra or the prayer goes like this: Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shantihi, Shantihi, Shanti. So let's see what the prayer means. The first line goes Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Now, Om is an affirmation of the divine, like an invocation. Sarve meaning everyone, Bhavantu meaning to be, and Sukhinaha means happy. So may everyone be happy. The second line says Sarve Santu Niramaya. Again, Sarve meaning everyone, Santu is again to be, and Niramaya means free from illness. The next line says Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Sarve again meaning everyone, Bhadrani meaning auspicious or good, and Pashyantu meaning to see. So may everyone see what is good. The fourth line says Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. So what this means is Ma means may never, Kaschit means none or no one, Dukha means unhappiness or distress, and Bhag Bhavet means to experience a share of or a part of. So, what it means is may no one ever experience distress or unhappiness. And the last line says Om Shantihi Shantihi Shanti. Again, it starts with Om, which is an affirmation to divinity. Shantihi, the first time, is peace on the universe. The second time is peace in our hearts. And the third Shantihi is for peace between. So this mantra works at a conceptual level, and that is the level of universality, right? That is, it is meant for everyone. So when we pray for all, we pray for ourselves too. And when we do so, we are actually creating a space in our lives, in our minds, from where gratitude can emanate. And that can lead us to acts of kindness and also to acknowledge kindness that is done to us. The prayer may seem very utopian or idealistic when seen just in those 4 lines. However, when seen in context, it makes a lot of sense. And let's examine how the dots between the prayer and Colonel Pillai's experience connect up. Going back to the time when he decided that the 2 kids should be evacuated first, I think it connects up very well with the 3rd line of this mantra, which is to say that we don't want to see anybody in distress or being unhappy. Likewise, when the villagers got to know that Pillai is still alive, they were so happy and elated and wanted to express their gratitude and invited him over to the village. And when Colonel Pillai went there, he felt the warmth and he was very thankful for the gratitude extended to him. That connects up for me with the first line, that is, may everyone be happy. Now for the verse from Buddhism to see the other dimension, and that is the dimension of being thankful. It says, let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little today, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So let us be thankful. Reflecting on these lines, it occurred to me, and I'm sure it occurs to you as well, that every day we are going through giving and receiving most of the time. All that we need to do is to be grateful when doing that. Here are 5 simple gratitude practices that can help bring more happiness and peace in our daily lives. First, be thankful for a new day. So when you wake up in the morning, you don't have to jump off from your bed. Spend a minute silently just thanking the Divine or the Almighty or whoever you wish to for giving you this brand new day. 2. Say a prayer before all your meals. This is a practice we're all familiar with. In the West, they follow saying grace. In India, in different states, we all follow a prayer with different languages. So say a prayer. 3rd, be grateful for your mind and body and all that they endure, that you go through every day. 4th, very importantly, express your gratitude for the people in your life. And it can start with people at home. So your spouse, your children, your parents, then your friends and colleagues. 5th, say this mantra or any other gratitude prayer that you may choose before you go to bed. Spend 2 minutes quietly, reflect on what you extended to others in terms of gratitude and what you received from other people. And in doing so, you will develop an attitude of gratitude. When we practice gratitude, there are certain benefits that we get. Let's see what they are. Number 1, improvement in our physical, psychological, and mental strength and health. Secondly, improved sleep, which is very, very important. 3rd, it helps us to become more empathetic. 4th, it reduces aggression. And 5th, it enhances social connection and thereby our self-esteem. Now let's revisit the mantra once more. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramaya Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhaga Bhavet. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shanti. I am excited to know what gratitude practices you follow and how you are benefiting from those. So please do write in your comments in the comment section below. My gratitude to all for watching this video.